Definitely one of the more offensive things AI has ever told me. You know, it's funny because I actually backed it up. I was like, okay, well, like, had my wife, I was like, yo, can you just check to see that it's not just me? You know, is it just me? She tried it. Sounds like it really is just me. So yeah, it is a little bit awkward. But I mean, like, no hard feelings at all, honestly. I've kind of been feeling this way for a while. Yeah, I'm quitting, by the way. I'm definitely not gonna be using Chat GPT for, you know, many moons. And I'm not saying like, I'm not using AI anymore. I'm not gonna be one of those, you know, create some sort of religious convoy, right? It's more so that I just don't like the idea of Chat GPT replacing the right side of my brain or the creative, artistic side of my brain. That's like the side that's responsible for art. It's a side that's responsible for some creative ideas, you know? And I'm like, okay, well, is there something that actually benefits the right side of the brain? Like that doesn't take away from it? Because clearly we've got social media, we've got like YouTube Shorts, we've got Instagram Reels, and it's kind of like messing with us. It's clear that the right side of your brain, your creativity is being harvested, which arguably I'd say that that is one of the few things, the few things so godly that we've taken with us on this earth from the pre-existence when we were with God, if that makes sense. Hot take. What do you guys think about that? I don't know, but I got to thinking and I'm like, okay, what is there? What is there? Ah, there is something. It's been something that I've been working on using consistently since the beginning of the year, which is my everything journal. I do everything in it. Paint, I write down stories for my day. That benefits the right side of the brain. I mean, when you think about ChatGPT, I'm like I said, I'm not against AI. I think AI is a powerful tool. I also found that I'm using it more than I should, a little bit excessively. Like, I'm like, oh, help me generate a couple of video ideas. And I'm like, then I start making the videos and I'm like, why do I feel so drained making these? It's broken? Oh yeah, it's because I'm not connected to him spiritually, nor I'm not motivated for it either. Yeah, I mean, come to think about it, there's no doubt that the right side of our brain is seriously under attack. Like the music we listen to, and even the school system, it destroys your ability to create. And actually for the remainder of the video, I'm gonna label the right side of the brain as the spiritual side of the brain. Because I really do think that that's what makes us alike unto God. I mean, think about it. We're created in his image. One of the number one things God does is creates. In the beginning, he created all things, right? Heavens, the earth. I mean, and I'm serious when I say that, you know, like our music, it's all in 440 hertz, it used to be in 443 or something like that. You know, you bump it down that small amount, and now new studies are showing that just that alone, that activity completely disables the right side of the brain. It actually causes it to function less. Kind of crazy. Actually, funny enough, that decision to change the hertz, the frequency, was made by the Rothschilds. Or actually, was it the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds? I can't remember. But I mean, you look at John D. Rockefeller, direct quote, and it's not hidden from the public. He says, I'd rather have a nation of workers rather than thinkers. Makes sense. You know, the whole school system, going back to that. You heard me say that and you're like, that's a hot take. Yeah, it probably would be if it wasn't basic information. The whole school system is modeled after the Prussian militarization system. They created schools where you sat in rows in desks, where you didn't go out and play. You just kind of sat there and it was all assignment-based, grade-based, because they felt they were lacking in military superiority. And here we are. Nothing's any different. Disables the right side of the brain, makes you more of a worker than a thinker. Now, I'm not saying that being a worker isn't a good thing. I think you need balance in all things. And now, maybe I have a harder time with school in a lot of ways too, because I was severely mistreated in school as a child. You know, I was a little kid with a lot of energy, a lot of anxiety, wanted to get out and just play and have fun and draw and doodle in my journal. And time after again, I'd be sent to the office. I was put into a special ed class with the deaf and the blind. No. Was I ADHD? I wasn't diagnosed. I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD. I wasn't diagnosed with anxiety. I wasn't diagnosed with any of those things. And the doctors, every time I'd been, you know, like, they never said anything about that. They put me in the class. Why? Because I was disturbance. It's because young boys at that age are producing more testosterone than they ever do. They're producing so much testosterone that of course they're gonna get into trouble. That's why boys go out and they climb trees and they wrestle in the yard and those different things, because they are at a height testosterone. They don't know what else to do. But if you put them in a classroom all day, it causes anxiety, causes some serious issues. And so then of course you're gonna have kids with all these issues nowadays. It only makes sense. Listen, I don't need the Rothschilds in the school system to make me a worker. I got my wife to do that. Why do you think I'm out here mowing the lawn? I also kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. And stop calling me Benson Boone. So yeah, I've devised a plan. So why I'm breaking up with Chat GPT halfway, you know, it's like doesn't like talking to me. Doesn't like hearing me talk, clearly. But I found that journaling is really good for building that mental muscle, that creative muscle, that spiritual muscle, as I said. Keeps you actually intact with yourself. Getting out in nature, you know, those kind of things do it. But journaling's been extremely powerful for me. And my wife's been using it, and she found that journaling is such a powerful habit. Like, why is it that everybody journaled back in the day? It's one of the most spiritually uplifting times. In fact, I'd say so much of the reason why we hear so much of the same story of like people praying and asking God for help for things and things like that and receiving no answers is because we don't spend time with ourselves and our own thought and that creative side of the brain. I don't know. I mean, for freak's sake, think about this. I mean, with all that information, did you know that when we pray and look at art even, it actually puts us in the meditative side of the brain and puts us in the right side of the brain? Crazy thing. So what is this music doing if it's at 440 hertz, which disables the right side of the brain? Does it disable our ability to communicate with God? I don't know. That's crazy to me too. So in that case, does the right side of the brain, when we do art, when we listen to, you know, to music that isn't in that 440 hertz range, when we examine colors, when we're outside in nature with all the greenery and all those different things, are we actually accessing the power of God and our own spirits? When we journal and we write these stories down or ponder on past experiences in our journals, are we accessing the power of God via the right side of our brain? It's a lot to think about. It's actually pretty freaky too, with all the other information. Of course, this is no conspiracy theory. It's all real evidence, all real stuff with real quotes and real people who did all of that.
Okay, clearly I've gotten a little ahead of myself with this video. I've said probably way more than you even ever. One sec. But I 100% believe the things that I've said. There's a lot of evidence out there. Part of this video, I guess, is me just wanting to ramble, kind of get my thoughts out, but also as a little introduction for a little 30-day challenge I'm trying to do, where I'm actually going to be producing art every single day and making videos, filming it, documenting it just for you guys. My hopes is that you guys will feel inspired, that you guys will feel excited, but if not that, I hope you guys just have a lot of fun, and that's, I guess, the main idea. My name is Gabe the Painter. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.